Voice of Artist. Yes, it is a show VGTV has created to introduce independent artists from around the world. It is a platform which connects and collaborates artists during this challenging time. Hello and welcome back to another episode. It is episode 20. What a coincidence. And it is 20th of September today. Thank you all for being with us and joining on this journey of this Voice of Artist where I'm introducing many talents. And I'm sure all of you are enjoying all of my episodes. And if you're new to this, please know that this is going live on YouTube TV channel, which is our VJTV YouTube TV channel. So if you have not subscribed, please do so and turn on that notification. Do not forget. And today, I am super excited to introduce an interesting individual today because I've been introducing music, people that are in the music journey. And today I will be introducing before I even say anything about this individual, let us do a little quick intro and you will get an idea of who I am talking about. So let's do a quick intro. So guys, you must have got an idea. And are you wondering what kind of instrument is this gentleman playing? Well, there is a quote saying, life is like playing a violin in public and learning the instrument as one goes on. But he's not playing a violin right now. His name is Ankit and he's joining us from United States. And he's a professional keyboard player, but pursuing his passion in a cultural instrument environment. So let us bring Ankit onto screen right now. Hello, Ankit. How are you?
Hi, Diana. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Ankit is known as the Shehna guy on social media. Am I right?
Yes. At Shehna guy is my
All
channel.
right.
Yeah.
So tell us, what is this Shehna guy? What is Shehna? Is that the instrument that you were reciting on the introduction video?
Yeah. So Shehnai, I have it here.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get in this screen. Here we go. So the Shehnai is essentially a traditional Indian oboe. So it's like an oboe, like in the Western orchestra, but this is a traditional Indian oboe that dates back maybe 3,000-4,000 years actually. There's been a lot of iterations over time, but yeah, Shehnai is the name of the instrument. Correct.
Beautiful. Living in a Western country and being in touch with the cultural aspect of lifestyle, how did that happen to you? It is hard to find individuals like you. I mean, pursuing passion in a cultural instrument music journey. How did that start within you?
Good question. So I was born in England and I moved to the United States when I was 12. And I'm 37 now, so I've been here for a long time. Specifically, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I know I just kind of always grew up around the culture. Obviously, my parents were Gujarati, so my parents spoke Gujarati. We also went to the mandir fairly often. I think mandir has a lot to do with it in terms of at least staying in tune with your culture and your traditions. You know, whether you want to go super deep or not into the religion, I think without a doubt, Mandir definitely brings in some sort of culture and tradition and values. So, just growing up, I was heavily involved in the music side, and I realized that, hey, I have an avenue here to perform, to take things to the next level, to involve other people, and slowly over time, I just got more into music. And I was, like you said, I'm primarily a keyboard player, but I've always loved the Shehnai. I don't know why. Ever since I was a kid, I've always loved that raw, authentic tone. And one day, I think I was like 30, and I was just chilling at home with my wife, and I was like, I really want to learn the Shehnai. And she's like, do it. So I have some friends in Mumbai. I reached out. I was like, I need a Shehnai teacher, and I found one, and he's awesome. And yeah, I've been learning ever since.
So were you learning online?
No. So the thing about Shehnai is it's extremely rare. So you cannot you can't just go to a music store and buy a Shehnai. You can't just find a Shehnai teacher. So you have to, the only way to learn Shehnai properly, or even get your hands on an authentic Shehnai, is through a Guruji.
Guruji. Okay. Awesome, awesome. I know Shehnai is known as the king of the flutes because it's a type of a flute. Am I right?
Yeah, so Shehnai literally translates to king. So Nai means flute and Shen means king. So that's the idea. So essentially, historically, so imagine a few hundred years ago, there was no microphone, there was no speakers, right? You can't just play the flute when the Raja comes. No one's going to hear that. So there were a bunch of Shehnai type of instruments, a lot of horns. It's a very folk outdoor type of instrument. So that's kind of where it's got its name from. Yeah.
So what's the difference between Shehnai and also something very similar to Shehnai is used for snake charming as well? What's the difference between those two?
Yeah, so snake charming instrument is actually called a bean. So it's got two pipes, and one just drones and the other one plays plays the melody, and it's got this ball on the end where literally the air is held, and then there's a lot of circular breathing happening there as well. So if you watch a lot of snake charmers, especially in India, they always have their cheeks like really blown up because they're holding the air. So that's more of that's specifically a snake charming instrument. Now it's been told, or it's been assumed, that the Shehnai is actually derived from the bean. So that bean instrument has been around for at least 4,000 years or so.
Yes.
So Shehnai has actually been derived from that over time. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, amazing. When I did a research about the Shehnai, because I myself, it was new to me, but when I came across your page, it really interested me so much because the music was very nice and the way you played, it had a lovely vibe to it. And I'm like, what kind of an instrument is this? And then I find out they used to use this music in 1940s, and old movies usually use this type of musical instrument. Before I jump into the next question, Darshan is on live with us, and thank you, Darshan, for your good evening. Good evening. I think he's joining us from Sri Lanka. It's good afternoon here for us. Thank you. So could you show us the instrument a little bit and explain us a little bit about the instrument for us?
Yeah, sure. I would love to, actually. Here, let me take it apart and then we assemble it. So this is the actual Shehnai. This is, as you can see, it's just literally a piece of wood with some holes in it. Now remember, there's no, everything is handmade. So my Guruji actually makes these Shehnais. And there's no such thing as a concert tuned Shehnai. And I'll go into that here in a bit. You just simply place the holes, you kind of eyeball it, but the pitching really comes from your control, your mental control of the Shehnai, right? And then you have a nice bell right here that gives it that tone that literally just goes right on the end. So you kind of wrap some string here. I'll put here. There we go. You wrap some string around it here. And then you put this together like that, like so. Right. So that's that part. And then you have the reed. Again, all the reeds are handmade.
Oh, right. Interesting.
All the reeds are handmade. So when you change a readout, it's almost like having to learn the instrument again. It's not, there's no standard with the reed. So reed is kind of like, there's a well-known Shehnai player, or at least the main Shehnai player in a lot of our current Bollywood music. His name's Omkar Dhumal, a good friend of mine. He says that the reed is the voice box of the Shehnai. So like when you have a good reed, you stick to it. So it's a reed right here. It might be hard to see, but
no, I could see. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's nice.
And you tie it together, and then this is like a little, we call it a chavi, basically a key. It's a reed opener. So you just kind of open it up, carefully.
Yeah.
And then you have these pipes. So pipes also come in different sizes. There's a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. So it's always good to experiment which Shehnai, like the D Shehnai goes with this pipe, or the F Shehnai goes with another pipe. So you a lot of trial and error and trying to figure out. So I've kind of figured out what works best for me. And then you just kind of pop it in.
Yeah.
And tighten it. And then this has that same string on the bottom of the pipe. And you pop that right on top of the Shehnai. Just make sure it's kind of lined up. And then there you go. That's the
that's the look of Shehnai.
And that's why the string, you always see string, because we're tightening the reed. Some people usually keep other reeds there because you're constantly changing out reeds. I personally just don't like reeds dangling down, so I keep it kind of clean. But
nice.
That's the Shehnai. Yep.
Okay, it's beautiful. We will definitely share a few more videos of you playing before you even start playing in live for us. So guys who are live with us, stay tuned. He will be playing live for us to show how this instrument is played and how we can recite this instrument. Urep Tamala, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for your comment. And definitely my team behind the scenes will definitely prepare another video that we will be sharing before right after you do another performance. Now, is there anything else that you would like to tell the viewers about this instrument and why it's being so rare at the moment? Because not too many people use this, and we do see a lot of cultural instruments are becoming rare, and this is also one of the rare instruments. And why did you choose this particular instrument out of everything when you already are a professional keyboard player and you already have a team? I hear that you do play music with your team at events, right? So what made you to like specifically this instrument?
Okay. Yeah, so we have a group here in Atlanta. It's called Jushan ATL. Been around for, I want to say about 8-9 years or so.
Okay.
And we do like Indian weddings, parties, Garba Sangeet, and things like that. And I primarily play keyboard for them. I would say in the last few years, I picked up the Shehnai, especially at weddings. So that's kind of it's kind of been a little bit of an overlap. But why have I picked the Shehnai? So it's funny, as a kid or growing up in music, you're obviously attracted to a lot of the Western or normal instruments, right? Everybody loves drums, everybody loves guitar, everybody loves piano, everybody loves keyboard,
Yeah.
And I'm really happy I picked keyboard because it's really strengthened my foundation as a musician, as a composer, as an arranger, and a producer. In terms of rags and scales and chord theory and things like that. So very happy in that sense. But a keyboard is an electronic instrument. It's manipulated. It comes out of a speaker. When you play any instrument, a violin, a guitar, even a real grand piano, there's just a different feel. You don't just hear noise coming out of a speaker. You see the acoustics. You can feel the acoustic. You can feel the rawness of it and the liveness of it. That's why live music, in my opinion, will never die. It's just a whole other element of that. So I always wanted to, I should say, as I got older and more mature, I knew I wanted to learn an authentic instrument. Like I can play piano all day, but or keyboard all day, but I really enjoy the Shehnai because I can feel the rawness of it in that sense.
Yeah.
Now, to answer your question of why Shehnai,
Mm.
I think growing up, I just kind of, like I said before, I already kind of really enjoyed
Mm-hmm.
this instrument. It was one of my favorites. And then I don't know. I've just always enjoyed the dynamics of it. You know. So let me ask you two questions, okay?
Mm.
Yeah, what is the most festive instrument? Like for example, at a wedding, which is the instrument you hear the most?
Very a flute. There's a different type of. I mean, a cultural wedding. You mean?
Yeah, a cultural wedding. Well, you're probably thinking
Well,
South Indian, right? Like
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Nadswaram,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Nadswaram. Yeah, yeah.
Nadaswaram. Yeah, exactly.
Nadaswaram. Yeah. So,
Yes, yes.
which is perfect,
Mm-hmm.
right? Nadswaram and Chennai very similar in that aspect, right? In
Yeah.
the on the reed side. So on the northern India side, you know, all you hear is Chennai. You go
Band.
to, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
really?
at a
Sorry.
wedding. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
at a wedding, a Chennai is traditionally meant as a festive instrument. Okay.
Okay, in South.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in Northern Indian music.
Northern India. Okay.
Also, when you hear a lot of sad songs, even like
Mm-hmm.
sad songs in Bollywood,
Yeah.
especially back in the day, it was primarily Shehnai. So if you take that spectrum from
Mm-hmm.
all the way happy to all the way sad, it's like, what about all those emotions in between? And how does that happen? And the truth is that it goes back to a historical context. Remember, back in the day, 200 years ago, there was no microphone, right? The veena, the sitar, the flute, they were meant for palaces, for the kings to play in the
Yes.
hall. The
Yeah.
real music, the folk music for the people was Shehnai, was the little sarangi type of violin type instrument. You know, the stuff that you can actually hear and enjoy. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
people manipulated these instruments to be played at weddings, to be played at funerals, to be played when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're mysterious, and everything, all the emotions in between.
Yeah.
So Shehnai is actually extremely versatile. In my opinion, the most versatile instrument in Indian classical music.
Awesome, awesome. And now we have a clear idea why you chose Shehnai out of all the instruments. And it is great. So before we even go further into details, we're going to be sharing a little video of another performance of yours so that the
Sure.
viewers will get an idea what kind of instrument that you're playing if they have missed your intro video. So we will be playing another video of yours and then we can see you playing live. Awesome. That's a
Those were
beautiful.
my first videos.
Was it? That's
Yeah.
beautiful. So you're playing a keyboard at the same time you're also playing the Shehnai. So that is amazing the way you created that video. Tell me the reason behind that video and how did you come up with that idea?
So I am a huge Disney music fan. I'm not ashamed to say it. All my friends make fun of me about it, but it is what it is. Disney music is classic. Very few, almost all Disney songs like give me goosebumps. There's something about the composition and the way they create their music, the chords they use, that I've always
Yeah.
to. So I'm a huge Disney fan. Actually, one of my goals is to play Shanghai at Disney World or for a Disney event or something. So
Amazing,
yeah.
amazing. As I always say, dream big and achieve big. So have that goal, and let's see. I want you to succeed with that goal. All right. So, are you ready to do as a live performance?
Yeah. So what I would like to do for the
Mm-hmm.
viewers is to basically play a little bit, but also kind of explain a little bit in terms of how to also play this instrument, or how this instrument, in my opinion, differs from
What?
other instruments. If that's okay.
Definitely, yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Let's play this soundboard right here. Okay, so like I said before, this is a D scale Shanghai. So if I hold all 6 holes down, so technically there's 7 holes, that's for the lower note. But
Mm-hmm.
if I hold all 6 down, I should get D.
Mm-hmm.
So that was basically D. Now, the thing about the Shanghai is it's a very bendy instrument. It's actually pretty hard to stay on tune. So for example, when you play a sitar, right, you have to make sure it's tuned and you have a fret for D. Now obviously there's pressure, you can kind of go off tune a little bit in that sense. Violin, you have to make sure your fingers on the right spot, even though there's no
Mm-hmm.
frets, it's very hard. Same thing with sorod, right? Same thing with sarangi, very difficult instruments. But if you're off pitch, you can move a little bit and kind of find it. Piano keyboard is very easy. You literally just push D. Even harmonium, you just push D. It's not hard to stay on key. But in Shehnai, it's very hard to stay on key. In fact, but that's also the beauty of it. For example, I can meme down from Shuddh Ni to Sa simply from controlling my breath.
Oh.
If you watch my fingers, you'll see I'm not changing anything. So it's also very hard to stay on D. You know, you could possibly go a little bit off sur by going lower, obviously, because you know it can hit Shuddh Ni. You can also get close to Re. I'm just going to do it as an example purposes, just because I used to do that in the beginning, but just to show you that it's possible. So without changing any fingering, right? So the hardest part of Shehnai is not blowing, not getting the air out. The hardest part of Shehnai is staying on sur. So let's just take the first 3 notes in a scale, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just take sa re ga. All right.
Okay.
So let's take the standard Bilawal Tat, or I should say the major scale, right? Sa Shuddh Re Shuddh Ga. Right? So if you notice, I just simply opened, I had to close, and I opened one, I opened the other. Now, what if I want to play Sa, Re, and Komal Ga? On the violin, you just don't move it up as much, you move it a little bit back. On the flute even, you can, there's that half note that you can play because the holes are big. Here, there's no half note. You simply just have to control and hit Ga Koma. So here's Sa Re with Ga Koma.
Wow.
So now let's say we want re komal, okay, like Bhairavi or something. You want re komal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
I just played three different scales, just the first three notes. The fingering is exactly the same, but you just have to play and control and hit those keys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's an extremely difficult instrument. Even now, just to play the main scale, sa to sa on a clear pitch, takes me a very long time. A lot of these videos you see, I'm recording it, right? So there's multiple takes till I get it clean. So
Wow.
that's really one element of this Shana that I really want to share with the world, especially with musicians. So they
Uh-huh.
even musicians don't even know that this strategy for the Shana is there in that sense. So.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a question popping up here saying, "What is the name of this ancient instrument?" Darshan, I think you forgot you forgot to join us at the beginning, buddy. It's called Shehnai, and it is known as the king of the flutes. And it's not an easy instrument to recite, and it is very hard, and that's why he's not going to be performing a full performance, because you have to tune it, you have to make it moist before you start doing anything. So that's why he's not able to play the whole
Yeah,
maybe a part of a song or
yeah.
something. But
But I'll play a little bit for everyone.
okay, sure.
For
Okay,
everybody. Yeah.
so
Yes.
yay, okay, he's going to show you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
basically, what I enjoy playing the most on Shana is just picking a scale and really just exploring that scale. So I'll keep it very simple right now. I'll just stick to the Bilawal Tat or the major scale. Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna give myself some more Tanpura. I think in my videos you've probably seen a lot of party songs, which
Yeah.
actually is fun and people like it, but personally I enjoy the slow, more emotional stuff. So I'm gonna expose everybody.
Sure. Bravo! Amazing! Beautiful! That was really lovely to see, and I can See, it's not an easy instrument to play um, uh, on a spontaneous note, but you need to prepare and you need to work hard, and it is all in your breath. You're controlling everything with your breath, and also it's beautiful, lovely. Thank you for that
Thanks.
lovely performance, and I
Yeah,
hope all
I
of
think
you
it
enjoyed.
takes a little time to warm up the reed, but yeah, it was nice.
Hmm.
I can
It
show
was really nice.
I'm gonna show one more if you don't mind. I'm gonna do a little
Yeah,
bit of a different rag, just a different feel. Yeah.
sure, definitely. Yeah, we would love to hear that.
Yeah. Rag Shivranjani.
Mm-hmm.
And the beautiful thing I like about that rag is, the basically the variation you can do with Shuddha to Komalga, and it's beautiful
Mm-hmm.
on Chennai because there's no button for that. It's just feel, and to be able to hit it is really nice. So the reed's a little dry, but I think I should be able to play.
Okay, you just got a comment. You are the real artist.
Thank you.
Wow, great. That
Yeah,
was amazing. You know what? Honestly,
thank
it is
you.
so rare to hear music such as this, and thank you for this great treat. And all these people that are actually actively messaging you and viewing you on live, they're also musicians, and I know them. They're from Sri Lanka, they're from India, who are watching you right now. And Darshan, I think Europe, yes, you guys should connect with the Shehinai guy. His social media account is where it says Shekina Guy right beside his name. And that's his social media name. And you can definitely connect with him through Instagram. And of course, all of you can get his information on Instagram, right on BJTV's Instagram page. I have this post and I have his information right below the post. So you can go see his work, connect with him. You can do great amazing work. He's been connecting with so many artists and doing great works, and check out his page and you will be impressed to see these are all singers. They're very very young guys and they
Cool.
rock. They
Good.
rock, and I know them. So great, and we would like to share another video and discuss a little bit about that video.
Sure.
My behind the scene, Ruben, are you ready with that? The video. uh, okay, yes.
Oh, you missed
I
the best
really.
part.
Hey, Ruben, can you please play that? We need that video right now.
That's okay. I was just messing.
No, it was really nice. Just wanted to see that the end. It was so nice.
Yeah, Chris Isaac, that's a classic. Classic
No,
song.
no, Ruben, play the one that you played right now. Play the one that you just played right now. No, that
It's called Wicked Game.
yeah, just play the yeah. Let it finish, and then we will play the other one. That was amazing.
I love
Love
that
the
song.
music. I know it looks so easy when looking on that video, but I'm sure you know how many takes you took just to create that video because I know it's not easy. Tell us a little bit about that experience about this video.
Yeah, so this was, I think, towards the beginning of quarantine. So the whole Shanghai guy happened during quarantine, just so we're aware.
Quarantine
Yeah,
taught us a little bit good thing and bad thing too. Yeah.
yeah. It's really it's pretty much happened then. So this is towards the beginning. I've always liked this song. It's been a classic, and I was also trying to find myself. Like I was doing a lot more Western songs. My
Uh-huh.
initial intention was to educate the world on this instrument, which I think is
Yes.
still my intention. What's really happened is a lot of people in India are starting to appreciate this instrument more since they already know it, and they're like, "Ah, it was boring, but now I like it, so that's cool." So that's where it's happened now. But in the beginning, my initial intention was to basically just show the world about this instrument. So that's where I created the song. So yeah, I have a green screen.
Yes.
I'm the type of guy that just like watch a few videos and I just learned how to do it. So I figured out a green screen. I did my own video editing. I produced the song. I did,
Great.
I just learned all that and just figured it out. And now that's kind of
Yeah.
where
You
I am.
know,
But yeah, and the
yeah.
original song, I don't know if you're aware. Sorry, the original song is this. It's very nostalgic. It's classic. There's clouds everywhere. It's a guy and the girl. And there's just clouds and it's like steam everywhere. So that's why there's clouds in the background.
Beautiful, nice try, and you're doing a great job with whatever you're doing right now. I'm so proud of you. And as everyone said who are watching, they're so proud of you, of your work. Now we're going to share another video of yours, and I'm going to have questions on that as well.
Sure.
well. Okay. Tell me, I know she's your wife, and how did this happen? Like, how is her contribution towards supporting you in this journey? And how did she even agree to be on this video?
My wife and I have been together since 2000. We started dating in 2004.
Oh,
So
okay.
we've been together for a very long time.
That's good. God
We
bless you.
celebrated our 10-year anniversary this year. So
Lovely.
we're at a stage where it's just, come on, let's do this. All right, cool. There's no like in that sense. She's always supported me from the beginning. Music, my career. Um, you know, I own an IT firm. I don't know if we discussed that or not, but essentially, when we met in college and we were friends, and then I started my IT firm, and she's always supported that through music. And then when I picked the Shana, she supported me through that. So yeah, no, this was just kind of a cool project with not just my wife who was the model, but
Yeah.
also a makeup artist, someone who provided jewelry, outfits, someone that shot the video, and cinematography.
Lovely. How did you come up with this concept?
Okay, so I'm by profession I'm a marketer. So I own a Google Ads agency where
Okay.
I always think of it as a marketer first. So in Instagram, it's all about the following, right? It's about getting followers. And the best way to get followers and engagement is, as a musician, is through covers, because people already know these songs. Oh, this is cool, right? This song, Captivate, is an original Shana Guy composition, something I made. So when you create original songs, you can monetize from that, from streams online or through YouTube ads and things like that. So I have songs right now that are original Shana Guy. One's Momentum, and then this one, Captivate. I have another one called Nagmani, which talks about the history behind Saint Charming and things like that. And then the most recent one is Emerge, which is I came out with on India independence. It's about
yeah. Is that with the bunch of boys that you did?
Boys, no, not that one. This Emerge was when India got its independence. Bismillah Khan was the only musician invited to come play because he was a symbol of unity. He was a Muslim, but he was very well respected and played in Hindu culture as well. So in Delhi's Red Fort, he played Raag Kafi, and it heard everywhere. And every year in Independence, they would play his track on TV. So I made a track in remembrance of that. So yeah, it's called Emerge. So, but anyways, I have 4 tracks out right now. That Captivate is one of them. So the idea is to come out with unique content. So then I just thought of some creative ways of getting other people involved and how we can kind of create something. So yeah, we shot it right here. That first scene is right here in my home studio. Yeah, so
amazing. Ankit, I'm honestly, I am so happy that I got to meet you and I got to came across your page, and I'm so happy that I'm able to introduce you to other artists through this via this platform. And thank you so much for taking the time and being with us and sharing an interesting story about this instrument and about yourself, about your journey. What if I ask you finally, if you were to give a piece of advice to the people, especially to the people that are living in Western country and who thinks ancient instruments are not great things, or it is not okay to get involved with culture background and get involved with cultural behaviors, what would be a piece of advice that you could give it to them?
Oh, well, I have a lot to say in that, but to keep it short, it's an important question actually, because there's a lot of tension here politically as well in that sense, and I don't know. I think my generation is essentially second generation. It was my parents that came here that risked everything to be here, and I think for us to really have that balance was hard growing up. You know, it was cool to be with American, to learn that language, to be in that culture. And it's weird. This Indian stuff is weird. Like, what is that? You know, but it's 2020 now. Like, so many people appreciate, right? I will play Shehnai at a wedding, and the Indians will be like, that's weird. But the Americans will be like, wow, what is that? What is that? Can I learn that? You know? So I think a lot of Indians need to change their mentality. What we have is so rich. It's so beautiful. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And the truth is that even the Western world appreciates it. So to embrace it, to learn about it, to share it, to blend cultures, to experiment is a beautiful thing. So my advice would be to be open-minded in any aspect, and really try to break those barriers as it comes to culture.
Absolutely. Very well said, Ankit. And thank you so much. I think everyone should know the root where they came from, and it doesn't matter whether you're the second generation or third generation, but the root is important, and we should give the respect, and we should uh, cherish, as you said, what we have is it's like old is gold. So we need to cherish all these things, and show the world this is what we have, and encourage them to learn and get involved with our cultural behaviors as well. Thank you so much, and thank you to all for being with us today. I'm sure you guys learned something new today. For those of you who didn't know what this instrument was, and Ankit gave a great explanation about it. Thank you for being with us, Ankit. And to those who are watching this, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube TV channel, and also follow us on Instagram page so that you'll keep posted. You'll be keeping updated with all our upcoming events. Next week, I will see you guys at the same time with two more amazing musicians, one from Florida, the other one is from Canada. So we will also, there will be another person joining from Sri Lanka as well. So we'll have 3 participants next week. So join me tomorrow, same time, same platform. Until I see you guys next time, dream big, achieve big. Thank you guys. Thank you, Ankit. Bye.
Thank you.
Voice of Artist. Yes, it is a show VGTV has created to introduce independent artists from around the world. It is a platform which connects and collaborates artists during this challenging time.
Voice of Artists is an amazing platform to explore creative talents, and I thoroughly enjoyed the experience.
It was a great honor to be featured on The Voice of Artists. Thank you, VJTV and Diana, for inviting me, and it was an honor to be in the presence of such talented musicians from across the globe. And thank you for bringing us all together, people from across the globe with different talents, different cultures, different music styles. This is what music stands for. One love and one heart. That's what musicians should stand for. So thank you for this initiative. It was great meeting all of those talented guys, and maybe we could collaborate in the future. No matter what language you speak, what race you're from, what color your skin is, it's all about humanity. That's what matters. And thank you, Voice of Artists, VJTV and Diana, for standing for that. Salute. I salute you. Thank you very much.
Hi, Vijay TV HD and Voice of Artist. My name is Tasha. I'm an artist who was on the show. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's definitely a great show, a great opportunity for artists to share their journey and to connect with other artists. And thank you to Diana, who's doing such a brilliant job interviewing all of us and connecting us all together. Good luck for the rest of the show, and hope it goes well. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Abiti. I'm a fusion artist. I would like to thank the gorgeous, multi-talented Diana Stanislaus for having me on her show Voice of Artists. kudos to the whole team. I look forward to more projects from them.